Mohamed Tailulahai praised the appointment, describing it as a significant endorsement of the university's aspirations. He said Professor Ali's decades of scholarship and national service would add intellectual weight to the institution's continued development.
The government's decision reflects a clear commitment to strengthening higher education and positioning Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone to deliver on its mandate of producing ethical graduates for national development.
Accepting the role, Professor Joe Edi Ali combined humility with characteristic wit, declaring that he was retired but not tired. He pledged to place decades of academic experience at the service of the university and the nation.
I pledge what a chancellor can honestly pledge: moral leadership, practical support, and a steady voice for this university in the affairs of the nation.
The installation of Professor Joe Edi Ali represents merely the appointment of a chancellor, but the beginning of another chapter in its pursuit of academic distinction. Sam Alfalai, AYV News, Kenema, Eastern Province of Sierra Leone.
Still in education, Agnes Baikoma University of Science and Technology has commissioned a university-wide solar power system and hosted a public lecture on green energy. Officials said the project will help provide stable electricity to improve teaching, research, and distance learning. Abbas Sise has the details.
EBK University of Science and Technology has hosted two events simultaneously: a public lecture and the commissioning of a university-wide solar power system. Held at the EBK Secretariat in Maburaka, the event centered on the theme Green Energy for Smart Campuses, a pathway to energy security and sustainability. The theme reflects the institution's commitment to securing stable electricity to enhance education, especially distance learning. Vice Chancellor Professor Edwin Momo spoke on the importance of sustainable energy in advancing education, research, and technology.
The university has successfully completed the university-wide solar electrification project, financed entirely through our internally generated revenue. This achievement reflects our belief that institutions can transform themselves through visionary leadership, financial discipline, and responsible stewardship of available resources, and for which we are so grateful to our Chancellor. The significance of this project extends far beyond electricity generation. It represents uninterrupted power for teaching and learning, improved research and laboratory services, enhanced digital education, a safer and more secure campus, reduced operational costs, environmental responsibility through reduced carbon emission, and increased institutional resilience against energy disruption.
Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Sajo Aziz Kamara, described the solar initiative as a remarkable achievement for teaching and learning.
I warmly congratulate the university leadership for this remarkable achievement. This project demonstrates visionary leadership, sound planning, and a firm commitment to creating an enabling environment for teaching, learning, research, and administration. It stands as a practical investment that will deliver long-term benefits to the university community.
Dr. Kande Yumkela, chairman of the Presidential Initiative on Climate Change, Renewable Energy and Food Security, delivered the keynote address at the twin event.
This is much more than an infrastructure project. This is an investment in the future. It is a declaration we have made as a university that Sierra Leone's universities intend not only to merely participate in the global economy, but to shape it. I also wish to commend your university, but also the Jala University, for emerging as pioneers in addressing one of the greatest challenges confronting higher education in Sierra Leone.
With the commissioning of the solar system and the public lecture, Ibike University of Science and Technology has taken a bold step toward energy independence. Abasisi, AYV News, Tonkolli District.
Several electrical shops in Bo City were temporarily shut down by the Sierra Leone Electricity and Water Regulatory Commission for failing to comply with licensing requirements. The enforcement exercise, which forms part of efforts to sanitize the country's electricity markets, comes amongst growing concerns over the influx of substandard electrical materials blamed for accidents, property damage, and economic losses. George Philip Jambawai reports from Bo City.
On a crowded shop shelf, a counterfeit cable can look no different from a genuine. A faulty circuit breaker may appear harmless. A substandard electrical component may even seem like a bargain. But beneath that appearance can lie danger. Across the world, electrical safety experts warn that poor quality electrical products contribute to thousands of preventable fires each year. The consequences extend far beyond property damage. Lives are lost, businesses collapse, families watch decades of hard work disappear in smoke and ash. It is against this reality that the Sierra Leone Electricity and Water Regulatory Commission has launched a two-day enforcement operation in Bo City. The exercise targeted electrical suppliers, equipment dealers, and generator owners who required regulatory licenses. Officials say repeated engagement and prior notifications fail to bring some businesses into compliance. The temporary closure, they argue, became necessary.
I am not aware of this commission, and I do not recall the letter he brought here years back. I cannot oppose the government, so I will comply.
For some business owners, the exercise was a difficult lesson. For others, it was a reminder that regulation exists not merely as legal obligation, but as a safeguard for public safety. Several traders acknowledged the need for clearer understanding for licensing and industrial standards.
Well, the compliance rate is very low. That's why we are here to ensure that they do the right thing. But since we've been here from yesterday, the compliance rate had been very low, but we hope that with time it will increase.
The Commission insists the operation is not about punishment, it is about protection. Protection for consumers purchasing electrical products, protection for businesses that comply with the law, and protection for a sector increasingly valuable to the infiltration of unsafe materials.
We are ensuring within this to ensure that customers that buy this equipment are being protected, because sometimes you buy your equipment after 1 month or after 1 week and it becomes faulty, and sometimes it's not because of the grid or because of the operator, but because of the poor quality of the equipment. So these are all some of the things we are engaging them to ensure that they protect the customers and even the importers are being protected.
The stakes are considerable. The International Energy Agency notes that reliable and safe electricity systems are essential for economic growth and industrial development. Where standards are weak, confidence suffers, investments decline, and consumers bear the cost. For Sierra Leone, where access to electricity continues to expand, regulators say maintaining quality standards is becoming more important than ever. So, the exercise also exposed a challenge within the regulatory system itself. While the Sierra Leone Standards Bureau tests imported electrical materials, the Commission does not yet have its own dedicated laboratory. Officials say a modern testing facility would significantly strengthen oversight, improve quality assurance, and enhance consumers' protection. The same can be said of infrastructure. When standards are ignored at the source, the consequences eventually reach homes, schools, and businesses. For regulators in Bo, this exercise is about more than licensing. It's about trust. Trust that the product powering homes are safe. Trust that the marketplace is fair. And trust that progress will not come at the expense of public safety. George Philip Jambawai, AYV Primetime News, Bo City.
The International Labour Organization ILO 2024 Informal Economy Update estimates that nearly 2 billion workers globally are engaged in informal employment, with women disproportionately represented in lower income and less secure segments of that workforce. In Sierra Leone, the Integrated Labour Force Survey 2023 by Statistics Sierra Leone indicates that over 9 in 10 employed women operate in informal activities. It is within this context that more than 400 women have gathered for the 6th monthly session of the Women's Economic Advancement Literacy Training Hub, known as Wealth Trust, in a growing push to reshape financial independence at community level. Our reporter, Joseph Adomambu, has the story.
The scale of informality in Sierra Leone is striking. The African Development Bank's 2024 Country Economic Outlook estimates that the informal sector accounts for nearly 4/5 of the national economic activity, while the World Bank Enterprise Analysis 2023 highlights that access to informal credits remains below 20% of micro and small-scale entrepreneurs, particularly affecting women-led enterprises. These structural barriers have pushed initiatives like Wealth Trust to the center of grassroots financial transformation. At this latest gathering, the focus turned to crowd-financing models, approaches that allow small groups to pool resources, reduce risk, and expand business capacity.
He highlighted the necessity of crowdfunding. Another thing that we aim to do is to transform traditional means of savings into digitized platforms. So now we have like a whole financial ecosystem for them. We have the trading sessions, we have the skill sessions, and of course, we have the digital payment system that they can just update and see all their cash payments through that. With the digital payment system, they are assured of their monies, and they know for a fact that their money goes directly to the bank and their monies are being invested back into their communities.
Beyond training, the program is increasingly shaping behaviors and discipline around saving culture. 2 participants, Aminata and Ramatu, were recognized with certificates of merit for consistent participation and application of financial lessons. They described the sessions not as lectures, but as practical tools that have changed how they calculate profit, manage losses, and plan for reinvestment in their business.
First of all, the woman they get a lot of challenge. Don't say woman there, 100%, 95% now woman they take care of home. And some of the women they start with a little capital, but the problem they want in the house. It's too much. At the end of the day, the money not be better than we earn. But where this program don't come, they don't cheat we. Some of you better go take the microcredit. Well, we don't know how they use them. But this program, it puts me into a classes where they attend monthly for able to educate we say not only for only money, but I for harm and do the money so that it will bring profit for you and it will gain now your community and the nation.
With the struggle, so but who of flip a business? If you turn up, they cooperate, they partake like meetings, something they wouldn't they call anything. I hope say it will benefit to all, not to for me one.
Wealth Trust has also introduced a digital savings and protection mechanisms, also known as the Super Iron Box, designed to combine secure savings with a basic insurance layer for members. The system is particularly relevant in a context where the World Bank Global Findex 2021 update shows that fewer than 1 in 3 adults in the sub-Saharan Africa have access to formal savings products through financial institutions, leaving many dependent on informal and often insecure saving practices, with membership now surpassing 1,000 women. The initiative is preparing to expand beyond its current footprint into additional districts. Joseph Adomambu, AYV News, Freetown.
Trade has always done more than move goods. It has carried ideas, created jobs, and bound neighboring nations together through shared prosperity. Yet the African continent free trade area estimates that trade among African countries still accounts for only a fraction of the continent's total commerce, despite Africa being home to more than 1.4 billion people. Sierra Leone and Nigeria are seeking to change that narrative by deepening commercial ties under regional integration frameworks. On Friday, the Nigeria Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture Sierra Leone chapter unveiled plans for the Made in Nigeria Sierra Leone Trade Fair 2026, a platform designed to connect investors, manufacturers, and entrepreneurs from both countries. Let's join Issa Bangura for the details.
According to the African Export-Import Bank, Nigerians' intra-African trade climbed to $9.2 billion in 2025, a 21% increase from the previous year, reflecting growing momentum under the African Continental Free Trade Area. That momentum formed the backdrop to the launch of the Nigeria Sierra Leone Trade Fair 2026 in Freetown. The announcement was made at the Freetown City Council Hall, where business leaders, diplomats, and entrepreneurs gathered to unveil what organizers describe as a new bridge between two of West Africa's most dynamic economies. Scheduled to run from 27 July to 9 August at the Miata Conference Center, the fair is expected to showcase products, services, and investment opportunities from both countries.
That we're going to hold has been long overdue. We're going to hold it for you to understand how trade fairs should take place. It's a trade fair. So it's going to serve as an example of a trade fair. And it will be to showcase by bilateralism in action of two nations, bringing Nigerian traders, Nigerian manufacturers, to a B2B, business-to-business session with their Sudan counterparts.
We are bringing Nigeria na saloon because just like what I've been seeing for more than 40 years that I'm in this country, I don't know of any diplomatic rift Nigeria have ever or Sierra Leone have ever had with Nigeria. We want to open up the Nigerian market, and of course, there will be rapid growth in your business here.
For Sierra Leone, the timing is significant. The country belongs to both ECOWAS and the African Continental Free Trade Area, giving local businesses preferential access to one of the world's largest emerging free trade areas. Organizers believe these engagements will allow entrepreneurs to forge partnerships, enter new markets, and attract capital for expansion. For small and medium-sized enterprises, such connections could prove as valuable as any financial investment. In modern commerce, relationships are often the currency that unlocks growth.
But as a bilateral relationship with which group, we believe Nigeria and Sierra Leone will have a very good partnership and business, and we ensure Sierra Leone will be the hub for Guinea, Liberia, and other West African countries. And we are encouraging Nigeria enterprise to come to Sierra Leone to ensure they open their factory there and do all their business and ensure we give them the maximum support.
I believe that this program is going to encourage more female entrepreneurs, female farmers, and all women that are into business, as you can hear me, because women take the bulk of the responsibilities of families. So
if commerce is the bloodstream of development, then trust is its heartbeat. Organizers say the Nigeria Sierra Leone Trade Fair seeks to nurture both, transforming diplomatic goodwill into commercial opportunity and regional ambition into tangible enterprise. As Africa accelerates towards deeper economic integration, initiatives like this will test whether borders can become gateways rather than barriers. For businesses on both sides of the Mano River, the next chapter may well begin not in government offices, but across exhibition stands and negotiating tables in Freetown. Issa Bangura, AYV News, Freetown.
This is Primetime News on AYV TV and radio. Stay tuned for more stories after the break.
I run a small logistics company. Every cent counts. I didn't think I needed a fuel card until I got the Cornex fuel card. Now, I track exactly how much fuel my fleet uses, in real time. And when my wife or kids need fuel, no cash, no stress. It's safe, accepted nationwide, and I control how much goes on each card. At the end of the month, I see the savings, real savings. Cornex fuel card. I didn't know I needed it. Now, I can't run my business or family without it. Fuel smart. Live smart. Visit any Cornex filling station to sign off, or any Cornex office to get your card.
So you mean say you sabi cook?
If I cook cassava leaf for you, you go bet your finger.
Eh? Cassava leaf? Na my favorite plazas than they.
If not a way you dey in hurry, I for don't cook am for you.
Me? Dey in a hurry? Who you call cassava leaf? Get outside you go. I don't cancel all thing. Go cook. Any problem?
Me? Problem? Will I go cook the cassava leaf for you?
Wife material.
Bamako, 40 yards. Na me.
Share and cargo me.
Hello, Aminata. Teach me how to cook cassava leaf now. Hello? Oh God. You did a dog me airtime back don. Hey me. I don't cook me bongo.
Run out of airtime or data? No worries at all. You can now buy airtime or data for yourself or others using AfriMoney. Dial *161*3# now.
Jesus. Wife material.
Bamako. 40 yards. Nami.
AfriMoney. Quick and easy. AfriMoney. No sonko.
Across Sierra Leone, more people are asking the same question. Why buy fuel anywhere else when Cornex gives you more? Professionally trained attendants who know service matters. Cornex fuel. A litre is a litre, every single time. And when it's time to pay, easy. Pay with mobile money, Visa or MasterCard, or the Cornex fuel card. Clean restrooms, welcoming spaces. Every station, every time. Clean fuel, clean spaces, clear value. That's why Sierra Leone fuels with Cornex. Cornex retail outlets. Always clean, always professional, always for you. Fuel smart. Visit any of our Cornex stations nationwide for your quality fuel and lubricants today.
So you mean say you sabi cook?
If I cook cassava leaf for you, you go bet your finger.
Eh? Cassava leaf? Na my favorite plazas than they.
If not a way you dey in hurry, I for don't cook am for you.
Me? Dey in a hurry? Who you call cassava leaf? Get outside you go. I don't cancel all thing. Go cook. Any problem?
Me? Problem? Will I go cook the cassava leaf for you?
Wife material.
Bamako, 40 yards. Na me.
Share and cargo me.
Hello, Aminata. Teach me how to cook cassava leaf now. Hello? Oh God. You did a dog me airtime back don. Hey me. I don't cook me bongo.
Run out of airtime or data? No worries at all. You can now buy airtime or data for yourself or others using AfriMoney. Dial *161*3# now.
wife material.
Bamako, 40 yards. Nami.
Afri Money, quick and easy.
Welcome back. I am Mariam Atomi and this is AYV's Primetime News. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's take more stories. Home should be a place of safety, yet for millions of people around the world, it has become a place of survival. The United Nations Human Settlement Program, UN Habitat, estimates that more than 1.1 billion people live in slums or informal settlements globally, many without secure housing, clean water, or basic sanitation. In Sierra Leone, where rapid urbanization continues to outpace affordable housing and public services, some of the country's most vulnerable citizens have found refuge in one of the least imaginable places, the Kingdom dump site in Freetown. There, amid mountains of refuse and the relentless search for survival, families are building lives where the city discards its waste. AYV's intern, Aisata Suma, visited the community and brings us this report.
The first thing that greets you is not the sight, but the smell. A dense cloud of smoke rises from smoldering waste, while scavenging birds circle overhead. Here at the Kingdom dump site, what many regard as the city's refuse has become someone else's address. Dozens of families, the dump site is no longer a temporary refuge, but a permanent settlement.
They say I drop after school. I decided for left my parents there for Candina Street because then saying I don't begin take drugs, I don't begin smoke kush, I don't go out for fun. Now then they lead me for make a canon at the dump site for can stay. I live here past 5 years. I cold with malaria. Now we sick fast. Some of who get injury back.
The health risks are profound. According to the World Health Organization, exposure to poorly managed solid waste significantly increases the transmission of vector-borne and waterborne diseases, particularly where waste is borne or accumulates in densely populated communities. The UN-produced Global Waste Management Outlook 2024 also warns that people living or working around uncontrolled dump sites face heightened exposure to toxic air pollution, contaminated water, and hazardous material. Residents say malaria, typhoid, and recurring skin infections have become part of everyday life. They speak of sleepless nights beneath leaking roofs and constant anxiety that the next heavy downpour could wash away everything they own.
Then I'm the one going to move my life. Right now I get cold in the morning. The one safe for sleep, shelter no day, we not get possibility see who can pull people in a yard. We no more the battle for yourself, battle left for when they catch to wait to see big rubber there, go sell her.
Basic services remain painfully out of reach. The World Bank Sierra Leone Poverty Assessment notes that access to improved sanitation and safe drinking water remains significantly lower among the country's poorest urban households. At Kingdom, clean water is scarce, healthcare is distant, and sanitation facilities are virtually non-existent. For many residents, survival depends not on what they possess, but on what they can salvage. The arrival of the rainy season has deepened their vulnerability. Parents say they now face an impossible choice: homelessness on one side and life inside a dump site on the other.
Well, I don't think that's when I'm living at the same. And God they give me
And now I don't develop the picking them. And this bomb. I make it at the up till now. Now, because right now we not get the rain, we not get buffer them, we not get boots them, we not get gloves them. Pass with the strain, we can't start office to the officer them. We need help. One leg government help we bring. But sick then they become all like number one, this push way camp, where them boy get boku so food, and boku where one food swell, one food make. The all the one leg government help will let this thing come on at this country, sir. Because now they you sick now get for camp, they affect other people. You see? Because them boku yeah.
King Tom is more than a refuse dump. It is a stark reminder that behind every statistics on housing lies a human story. Until safe shelters become accessible to those living on society margins, these families will continue to call a mountain of waste their homes. Not by choice, but because every other door has remained closed. Aisata Suma, AYV News Fita.
Fuel prices and more than numbers displayed at the pump around the world. Movements in crude oil prices ripple through national economies, influencing inflation, transport, and the cost of living. In Sierra Leone, where thousands of families already face economic pressure, the government has announced a reduction in pump prices, cutting petrol by 2 million to 33 millions per litre and diesel 5 millions to 35 millions per litre, following a review with oil marketing companies. The decision comes after international oil prices eased in recent weeks, although many citizens and labour groups argue that the decline at the pumps falls short of the drop seen on global markets. They are demanding a further reduction, but the government says the adjustment reflects international trends and that Sierra Leone's 12.5% reduction in diesel and 5.7% in petrol prices is among the largest in the sub-region, while promising continued reviews as global prices evolve. To gauge public opinion, we went to different parts of Freetown to find out whether the reduction is translating into real relief for ordinary Sierra Leoneans. And here's what we found.
Every litre of fuel carries more than energy. It carries livelihoods. It powers taxis and motorcycles. It moves food from farms to markets. It keeps generators running where electricity falters. When fuel prices rise, the burden travels silently through the economy until it reaches every household. Across Freetown, the announcement was received with cautious optimism.
Fuel prices are down, 2 litres of petrol and 5 litres of diesel. But what does that really mean for businesses? We're on the streets to hear directly from those feeling the impact.
Commercial drivers, Okada riders and keke operators welcomed the reduction but questioned whether it was enough to ease the pressures they have endured for months.
If you feel we don't count to 27 to 25,000 price they need for calm down, especially transportation business need for calm down. But like according to how they feel this, so I not think say price for calm down. Because if you let me assume say so this may bike at the bond 7 litres for day. So if I check that money they what they buy 33 lions every day 7 litres for day. I don't feel say to me on side to me opinion price for calm down pan fuel pan passenger business again. I think say they left so because like bike riders them where they ride that song no get fixed price. We go any side. We can go some side police all we now from that money they back with the pull and pay. We go and see I see they see these tickets, you will they buy this 20 lions, so they buy this 5 lions. So all that the costing inside the money where we walk
2 lions to the pool. I mean that's it to me. Because sometimes we can go buy fuel, we left the 2 lions. So maybe they expect see like when the fuel don't go 35, they will cut out for we if the 5 lions they save the pool and they left the 30. So because like people like the way we say they need to afford for the day, like how we they will afford.
Market traders and small business owners are also watching closely. Yet many remain skeptical, noting that prices often rise quickly when fuel becomes more expensive, but are slower to fall when costs ease.
It's at the same price. How the price they don't add up?
Dem don add the price, and the same way the price they no reduce, no nothing.
For me, no mean it so because everything dey up. Nothing no can down it. Now when it can down, now go say they don't pull. Right now, no it say they don't pull.
Because this fear, when they this and so, we not see them put nothing down. Don't if what they take the transport, but right, they add 2,000 say they add the transport. Now, part of the this and so, and when you say they don't this, they say no, na part 2,000 and they this, so they not go for. Then they put the price down. So then see them pass them put the fuel down. So how then go able forget so they go able to get this. So for now they strain. That's the oil don't go up, beans, everything go they use on the market say don't go up. So need the government for me help we on that.
Internationally, oil markets have experienced renewed volatility this year, driven by geopolitical tension before easing as supply concerns softened. Brent crude retreated from its recent highs, prompting calls in several countries including Sierra Leone for retail fuel prices to reflect global market movements more fully.
We're not able for reduce that because we see they put down, we're not able for encourage you follow put you on down. They go put trillions, so they go from the WhatsApp to up gun trillions. We're not able for pull other, we're not able for pull any amounts for that trillions day because we see they pulling not encouraging.
In a statement posted on Facebook, Minister of Information and Civic Education Chernoba said the new prices followed consultations between government and oil marketing companies and were guided by development in international petroleum markets. He said government will continue monitoring global prices to determine whether further adjustments become necessary. For now, the numbers on the screens of fuel stations have changed. Whether that change reaches bus fares, market prices and family budgets remains the question many Sierra Leoneans are asking. Because the true measure of any fuel reduction is not what appears on the pump, it is what remains in the pockets of ordinary people at the end of the day. Maria Matomi, AYV News, Freetown.
Well, that's all for Primetime News tonight. For more stories, visit our website at www.ayvnews.com. If you have any comments on the news, please send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I'm Maya Matoni. Many thanks for watching and listening.
You're watching AYV Television.
Ready to